The offensive tackle room is one that is filled with strife and concern, and I don't think the solution is as easy as some other Jets content creators are making it out to be. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and today we're going to be talking about the offensive tackle room because that seems like the popular thing to talk about right now. And let's be honest here. There's a reason that we're talking about the offensive tackle room, right? It's a very big area of concern for the New York Jets right now. We have a ton of question marks and the potential players that are going to be starting for us. Dwayne Brown hasn't practiced yet. Mekhi Becton does not seem to be able to have or play a full-length game yet. Max Mitchell came off to a really rocky start at practice and in the Hall of Fame game, and even though he's been turning it around, it might be a little too late in some people's eyes at this point. Billy Turner just is not ready to be, like, he's just not an NFL tackle anymore. And Carter Warren is not ready to be an NFL tackle and probably needs a redshirt year. And so a lot of people have been kind of thrown into a little bit of a frenzy, a little bit of a concern about how do the New York Jets move forward with the offensive tackle room and how can we protect Aaron Rodgers and be the best team that we can be. We know how important the offensive tackle position is, and people keep throwing out a bunch of different solutions. Oh, we just trade for a guy. Oh, we can just go sign a guy that gets cut. Oh, we can just go do this. And I think people are living in a little bit of a fantasy world because the Jets were in a very similar situation last year with the offensive tackle room after we saw a bunch of injuries happen. And this same talking points came up. Oh, the New York Jets should just trade for an offensive tackle. Oh, we can just go sign an offensive tackle. Well, like we did. We brought in Mike Remmers, who's still an available free agent, but do you really think Mike Remmers is the solution for the offensive tackle room? Taylor Lewan hasn't been healthy for a long time, but also doesn't like our offensive line coach. Why would he choose to come be with him? And outside of a 39-year-old Ty Nsekhe, not a single one of the available offensive line candidates played anything more than 20% of the snaps last year. This idea that a free agent is just out there that we can go get that's going to help fix the room isn't true. That guy isn't out there. The other thing that isn't true is that the New York Jets can just go trade for an offensive tackle. There are a ton of guys that the New York Jets could maybe try and go trade for. Michael Nania made a great article, and I'll put the link to his article in the description, talking about 3 tackles the New York Jets can target. And he brought up James Hurst of the New Orleans Saints, Lyle Collins of the Cincinnati Bengals, and Josh Nijman of the Green Bay Packers. A lot of great names. I'll even throw in another name there that he didn't really bring up, which might be David Bakhtiari of the Green Bay Packers. But here's the problem. Let's talk with the Green Bay Packers, period. If David Bakhtiari gets hurt again, why would they trade away Josh Nijman? Or, knowing Bakhtiari's history of injury, why would they trade him away? You don't get better by trading away pieces. You can let them walk, you can do those things, but you don't get better by trading away pieces that are good, especially when we talk about Lyle Collins, who is an excellent offensive tackle, right? And he's coming off of an injury. It might be a better target at the trade deadline, but with how abysmal the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line has been, why would they trade away a good tackle? We know that they're having problems with the previous left tackle who's moving over to the right side, who doesn't want to play right tackle anymore, and he requested a trade. Orlando Brown Jr. is not the best, offensive tackle on the planet. Lyle Collins is a guy that you could probably bring on and have play for your football team sooner rather than later. And then keeping that conversation going with the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints also had a ton of injuries last year on the offensive line. And trading away good offensive line players isn't something that teams do. Last year, we tried trading for a bunch of offensive line guys, and nothing ever happened. The we all talked about Andre Dillard a ton, and he stayed on the Eagles until the end of the year. They never traded him away, and they could have. They absolutely could have sold him. They had the best offensive line unit in all of football, but they didn't move him away. This idea that a Morgan Moses is going to fall into our laps isn't a reality. We got lucky with Morgan Moses because of the COVID year, not because of anything Morgan Moses did. I don't think that the solution at offensive tackle is outside of the New York Jets building right now. I think that the New York Jets, and I think this fan base, really needs to come to grips with the fact that the answer at offensive tackle has to be found inside of the building. We need Dwayne Brown, Mekhi Becton, Max Mitchell, and Carter Warren. We need a combination of those four guys to be the answer at offensive tackle. And never forget that if it gets bad enough, we do have Joe Tippmann and Connor McGovern can play guard. If it gets bad enough, we can always move Elijah Vera Tucker to right tackle if things really do fall apart that badly. Unfortunate as it may seem, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, I don't think the answer to offensive tackle is anywhere outside of the New York Jets facility. Let me know. What do you guys think? Do you think I'm wrong here? Do you think that there is a tackle out there that we can get realistically, knowing that our first and second round pick are tied up in the Aaron Rodgers trade? What does that trade look like? Is it even worth it? Let me know in the comment section below. And last but not least, go Jets.